Hi, everybody. Welcome to Valley Views, what you see and what you hear in the Coachella Valley. And today, of course, is Valentine's Day. We wish you and your sweetheart just a great, great day, yummy dinner, and lots of fun. And with a little bit of luck, the Panthers are winning the Super Bowl. Now, we're taping ahead, so that might not be the case. But just so you know, that's my hope. And we received this and just want to share a little bit with you. Golfer or not, this man will amaze you. And his name is Arnold Palmer. So there are just a couple of things we want to mention. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who I love, worshipped, and adored, sent him film of his golf swing to critique. Love that. He rallied from 7 shots behind on the final day to win the 1960 U.S. Open. You can order an Arnold Palmer, and restaurants worldwide will pour you a half iced tea and half lemonade. He broke 100 for a round of golf when he was 7. An amazing man, one of my heroes. And I have a hero couple. And it's important to mention them today because Barbara and Jerry Keller were our sweetheart couple last year. And we love them so much that now they are our sweetheart couple of all time. And so we're rerunning that with lots and lots of love for both of you and for your dad, Barbara, who did this amazing painting, which I hang proudly in my home. And we hope you have just a spectacular day with each other and with your family and with all our love. Here we go. I think that you can tell a really wonderful couple when she dots his I's and he crosses her T's. And that's the couple that we have chosen for our sweetheart couple, not for the month of February, but for the year 2015. They're amazing. To my right, Barbara and Jerry Keller.
Thank you, Patty.
You guys are so amazing.
Thank you, and we are so honored, really honored.
Yeah, I mean, you've had so many honors in your lifetime.
Yes, but the ones when we're together are really very, very special to us.
Well, it's an interesting subject because to me, I'm a real romantic, and so that's what I was saying to you when I had not met you or I had not seen the two of you together, and we were doing the red carpet for P-Swift, and I saw you coming. And I thought, whoa. And if you know one part of a couple, you kind of envision who the other side should be, and you hope that it's equally wonderful. And I couldn't believe the two of you. And then I think the next year, I think you had your grandchildren.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
They came with us.
Yes.
Yeah, they were with you, and I thought, amazing. And so
the part I loved most about that was that in the paper it said Barbara Keller and her nephews with my grandsons. And they are 10 years younger than our oldest grandchildren, so I thought, yes.
And it said she was there with her father.
No, honey.
Oh, no,
Jerry Keller.
no. And how's your dad?
My 102 and 3/4-year-old dad is pretty phenomenal.
He is amazing. He is the most upbeat, interested person you'll ever meet.
I love it.
He gets up every morning and he oil paints.
Oil paints.
And then later on in the day, he'll do Scrabble, or what do you call it?
Words with Friends.
What is this new Scrabble?
Words with Friends.
And he does a few crossword puzzles a day, and he reads, and he'll finish a book and say to me, I don't want to start another book today, and I say, good, Daddy, because I'm the one who puts them all on his iPad for him, and 4 a week is enough.
But what's interesting, he says, I read 1,000 pages today in this book. And of course, it's big type on his iPad. Yeah. He's terrific, and he's a good artist.
Is he?
He does beautiful oil paintings.
And a good person.
Yeah.
Oh, a good person. Yeah, that's what you've always said.
I'm his sales agent,
right?
And we'll get one for you.
Oh, I would.
Original Marvin.
Oh my goodness, I would be like over the moon.
And now he's watching this, and he won't stop laughing.
Oh,
that's my Jerry.
Please, let Jerry do what he just said, please.
Okay.
I would love it if you would tell the story, because we just got finished with the holidays,
right,
and Christmas and New Year's. And so tell me what happened with your children when they got a little older and married.
Well, Jerry and I are together 34 years, and we each had 2 children. We each have 2 children. And when they got old enough to be married, we decided that since 3 out of 4 of them married Christians and 1 married someone Jewish, that we would tell the 3 who married Christians, why don't you guys all just have your holiday, have the Christmas holiday with your families, and from the 26th on, you come and stay with us. And of course, the one who married someone Jewish is the only one with a Christmas tree in her house. But they all come to us from the 26th through New Year's, and we now have 7 grandchildren, and it's really quite extraordinary.
I just
Wonderful, beautiful blended family.
It's one big fun group.
Oh, I can
and they
only
all love each
imagine.
other. And Barbara's former husband also stays with us, and his wife,
That's
and
true.
he's part of our extended family.
They
Oh, I
are,
love,
yes.
I have chills.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Our kids love him. Everybody loves him.
I think
and his
that's
new wife.
wonderful.
They're just a really good couple.
And it makes it fabulous for the grandkids.
Everybody's comfortable,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
yeah.
most important.
most important.
You want the kids to be comfortable, and that's what we try to do.
I hear you.
And it
Well, I
works.
bet they can't wait to get to you. That's what
They
I
can,
bet.
they love coming here. They do. We used to go to Cabo, but now I think they're at least as happy coming here to the desert. And I was saying to Patty before, how lucky are we to be in a place like this and
Yeah.
be able to have our families here.
And you do so much. You do so much for so many.
We're not going to deny that we do so much.
Yeah. And who was it who said to me, they are a Lulu of a couple? Because
Yeah.
Lulu's is just, I mean, everybody's favorite.
Thank you.
We love Lulu. We love the place. We love the atmosphere. We love our staff. We're very happy to have that restaurant. And one of the things that makes us happiest about the restaurant is that we can benefit charities with that restaurant, and we do that. And
Yeah, we do a lot of that, and it's
Yeah.
we can do it. It's the right thing to do. It's fun. Our staff loves it. They appreciate the fact that we help other people,
Right.
and it's a happy place. As we say, there's always a party at Lulu.
I know. I love that. I love that. Tell me a little about when you first met.
Jerry was, it's kind of interesting, Jerry was and still is, a magazine publisher, trade magazines, with a company, Keller International Publishing, that started in 1882,
Yes,
right?
I didn't start it.
And I was running a labor union, and we would take his Mercedes into one part of New York, and then go to the Labor Day parade, and then go back into his Mercedes and go to the U.S. Tennis Open. It was the oddest. I mean, we were really the odd couple, except we weren't.
Except you weren't.
It was
It's
just an
interesting
unusual existence.
Because Barbara would go to labor union meetings, and they loved her, and the comments were, "We love her. If you like your knees, you better be nice." It was really interesting because the difference between my magazines at that time were all beverage magazines, and we dealt with all the major beverage companies, and their conventions were totally different.
Yeah.
And then we go to Barbara's meetings, and it was like day or night.
It was funny.
Well,
funny
you are
existence.
absolutely our sweetheart couple of the day,
Thank
the
you
month,
so
the
much.
year.
It's so beautiful
Oh,
and
that's
so
very
lovely.
sweet.
And
Thank you.
And we just
nice.
just appreciate so much that we live where you live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
You're awesome.
Thank you.
as
Thank
you
you.
are too.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
I
much.
don't want to cry. Be back.
Darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Whoa, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Whoa, stand by me. Whoa, stand now.
What do you have when you buy a Lexus from Desert Lexus? Peace of mind. Get peace of mind knowing Desert Lexus has a large inventory of new and certified pre-owned Lexus vehicles for you to choose from, and a service department conveniently open Saturdays, offering a fleet of complimentary service loaners to keep you on schedule. For over 25 years, Desert Lexus has been giving their customers peace of mind. Desert Lexus, located at the Cathedral City Auto Center, or online at desertlexus.com.
Spotlight 29 Casino presents the 70s Time Machine Tour, Saturday, February 20th at 8 p.m., featuring Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad and Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night. The 70s Time Machine Tour, live, Saturday, February 20th at 8 p.m. Only at Spotlight 29 Casino, the Valley's best bet.
Welcome to J. Russell The Salon, a comprehensive beauty center with over 60 specialists here to help you with all your beauty needs.
We have been redefining beauty for over 30 years. Our state-of-the-art salon is designed to maximize your experience. Come and enjoy the feeling of beauty for yourself. You know the name,
You know the building.
you know the reputation.
We'd like to get to know you.
Well, you know, the Girlfriend Factor has brought Cabana Boys back, and that's a very, very exciting time of the year. And with me to my far right is Andrea Carter, who is a board member.
Yep.
You can tell us everything.
Okay.
And Lee Goodsell is to my left, and she can say anything she wants, anytime she wants, if she will. And to my right is Vincent Battaglia, and he is a Cabana Boy. Wow. So, who are we going to start with?
Well, I can talk a little bit about the event.
Okay.
It's been around probably about 8 years, and it's a really fun event. It's very different than anything you go to in the desert. So the Cabana Boys, they have packages of things you can bid on, and it's what happens is if you win the package, you can. It's spa packages, and it's tickets to concerts and all kinds of good things. And so it's a competitive bidding process, and it raises money for the Girlfriend Factor. So February 26th. It's
Is
Friday
it still
night.
at Toscana?
Yes.
Love it out there.
Beautiful. There's food, cocktails, everything's included. And it gets wild. I mean, I emceed it last year, and people are, bidding like crazy. And the Cabana Boys are competing to be the big kahuna.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to mention that I too was there, and that I was bidding very loudly for some people who are here in the room. And I have witnesses who will say that I spent a fortune to get tickets to the, what did I get them to?
Yeah. Wow. Where did I go?
Yeah.
Or where did you go?
That's right.
Stagecoach.
Right.
Because I couldn't remember if they wanted to go to that one or the other one, Coachella. And so I had to get
just
on the
bought it
phone
all.
really quick. And, yeah.
Every
But they had a
opportunity.
good time?
Thank you, Patty.
Yes. Was that good?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much fun. It is just the best.
It is. And Vincent is one of our Cabana Boys for this year. So we recruited him. What do you think, Vincent?
I've known about the event for years, and so I considered it an honor to be asked.
It is
And,
an honor.
Yeah,
Totally.
I actually was a part of the first. There was an event we had out here, an auction. I forget the name.
It was a bachelor auction.
It was a
of
bachelor
some kind,
auction,
yeah.
and about a little over 10 years ago, I was
Kind
a
of
part
a
of that event.
forerunner.
Right. And it kind of went crazy, though.
Yeah, a
it
little
kind
over
of
the
went
top.
a little over the top. And I was a part of the very first
What does
event.
that mean?
Well, just let your mind
Yeah,
take it where it wants
clothes
to.
are
Yeah.
coming off.
And therefore, it no longer exists.
Yeah.
Because it started off with great intentions, and then it kind of developed. It lost its way a little bit. The organizers understood that, so they stopped that event. But thank goodness, Girlfriend Factor continued with their event,
great group.
keeping it really professional. And I'm looking forward to putting together a package that's worthy. And yeah, it's. I had watched the video. You have a video out that talks about Girlfriend Factor, and one of the quotes that came was from Jan Harnick, and I thought
I love her.
It was brilliant. She said, if you ever want to change the world, that you just educate a woman.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
And
That's
I
great.
thought I
That's
thought that
really
was neat.
great.
I would only
Yeah.
add that if you ever want to change the world to the positive, you educate a woman. I mean, that
Thank
is,
you.
it is, that
Very
needs to be
nice.
said, and I think that's what this organization, this is what you're all about, and so I'm honored to be able to help raise
Great
money and
group.
awareness for the cause.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So how long have you had to get the package together?
It's hard for her to say.
It's
Yeah,
kinda awkward.
the package. Actually, our package will be very solar centric. We'll put
Oh,
together.
Renova, right.
Renova is a company I founded in 2006,
Yeah, and we have Renova.
That's right. That's right. We can pant. No, never mind. But so we will deliver a package. We'll be working with one of the. I think I don't know. We've been putting Lee and I have been already brainstorming and putting
Great.
things together. But it will be solar centric. It will be environmentally conscious. Some of the items that we donate will be specific to energy efficiencies.
Cool.
And then we're going to add one big surprise to that. So
Oh, we love
Love
surprises.
those. Yeah,
that'll-
that's a very good thing.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's such a special event.
It is. It really, it gives a leg up to women that really need it for whatever reason in their life. Going back to school, they weren't able to finish before, they hit a roadblock in life.
Yeah.
And the girlfriends help girlfriends. And so that's why the Girlfriend Factor is so incredible, because it's helping those girls, and women move on and do what they intended to do maybe, when they were first out of high school and for
Yeah.
whatever reason their life took a detour.
Yeah. Well, I remember still coming to the first one 2 or 3 years ago and just being blown away by the girls who came out and telling their stories, and then they went back and
Yeah.
teary.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
All right, so the date again.
February 26th, which is a Friday night. So I think 6 o'clock it starts, and you come and get food and cocktails, and then we start revving up the night.
Yeah, there
Getting
you go.
those boys up there to work their package.
How many will there be?
There will be 11. There'll be 11, and there's some other great community leaders and people that you would recognize, like B.B. Engel and Roman Whitaker, and so there's some really great guys that are involved, and they're all going to have their own very unique package to put together. So whether you like spas or hotels or restaurants,
all there.
solar, you're going to have a lot of options, and
Yeah.
then you can get a great deal and help the Girlfriend
And
Factor.
let's hear it for our Cabana boy.
Yay!
Thank you. I hope I can be my very best.
He will represent
yeah,
well,
you
I
will
have
be.
no doubt.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
See you there. Be right back.
High above the valley floor, nestled against the mountains, lies Ironwood, a world of beautiful landscapes and vistas so close to nature, but only steps from the heart of Palm Desert. A community rich in history that for generations has honored family, Ironwood offers a sense of place that is always warm and welcoming. With 2 world-class golf courses, tennis, fitness, and spa facilities, Ironwood makes for a wonderful lifestyle experience. Isn't it time you discovered Ironwood?
Everybody comes here with a bright smile and positive attitude. You can show up here and be in the worst of mood and leave with the most grateful heart.
If you're thinking about volunteering, I would definitely suggest coming down to Pegasus. It's definitely an experience that will last a lifetime.
All we ask for is a couple hours of your time, whatever you can give. We just need your help.
Okay, this is going to be fantastic. I call this the Fessier Show. And to my far right is Bruce, and to my immediate right is Janie. And we actually are here to talk to Janie. Janie has children's theater, to me, as one of the greatest things. One of the plays that I did at Pasadena Playhouse, I played Queens of Frigida of the North for children's theater on Saturday morning, and when I came out, there was like that ice that goes up and around, and I was so popular out on the patio. I'm the one they lined up to. I mean, I have loved children's theater forever, and I have 2 granddaughters. I can't wait to come to your school. How'd you get interested in it?
Oh my, in theater in general or teaching?
Well, yeah, go to in general, like how you played Patty Andrews in the Andrews Sisters.
I started kind of late. I was in the orchestra my whole life, from elementary school through high school. So I was in the orchestra pit where all the other, the performers were up on stage. And I was pretty fascinated. Never thought in a million years I would be on stage.
Yeah.
But my mom, when I was in my early 20s, there was a class offered at the local college, College of Marin, and she said, "I think you'd be really good."
Good for her.
And I did it, and I just kind of had a natural not only a natural interest, but I was I guess I just sort of had a little bit of a natural talent. So I luckily really had some wonderful teachers along the way. And then I got a great part in a play about 30 years ago, which I met him during that. And,
tell us how you met. That's a good.
I thought we were going to be talking about Patty Andrews.
That's
we'll get
why
back
I forgot.
to that.
Okay.
That was San Francisco. That's where I'm from, the Bay Area. Go ahead. You want to start?
No, I'm sorry. It's your show.
Okay. It is my show. You were a few weeks ago.
I'm just going to sit back.
You know, I moved down here to the desert a little over 30 years ago, just temporarily. I had been working in San Francisco as an actress. You don't make a lot of money unless you're, on TV or making a big film. But I was making enough money and I loved it. But my father was down here temporarily with my mother selling mobile homes. He was a real estate broker. He called me up. He goes, Janie, you've got to get down here. There's a license to steal. My God, the money to be made here. And he made me quit where I was working, the theater group. I said, oh, well, I'll come down. I was here for a couple months. And kind of itching to do something. Sitting around, with my parents every night was getting kind of boring. So I thought about maybe auditioning for just a local play.
Yeah.
In the meantime, my mother and I were reading The Desert Sun, which I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
It's a newspaper, obviously. Now I know. And we read some reviews by this guy named Bruce Fessier. And I remember, oh my God, the reviews were just so cutting. He called some of the actors stick figures. And my mother and I were reading these reviews. Oh my God, who is this guy? Wow, he's serious. Ooh. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I auditioned for this show, Man of La Mancha, which was put on by a group called the Friends of the Cultural Center.
Yes.
It was a group they were putting together, building an audience for the McCallum Theater. And I luckily, I got the role of Aldonza, Dulcinea, the lead, playing opposite Nehemiah Persoff.
Whoa.
And it was an amazing experience. Really, really great. And I went to a press conference just a few weeks before the show opened at his fabulous home, Evie Gleiberman's place, a fabulous place. And I was kind of new to the desert. And he was there. I had no idea he was there, who he was, but his hair was even fuzzier than it is now. It was gigantic and thing. And anyway, so the director of the place said, you've got to meet. I want you to meet him. So he was trying to get some, promotion for the play.
Sure.
So I met him. They took me in this other room, and I'm meeting him. I'm going, hey, what are you doing here? You're young. Because remember, it was a long time ago. I was young then. He was really young, So this place
And everybody else was really old.
Everybody else was really old, probably my age or older. So he interviewed me, and I was just kind of teasing him and all. And he was, kind of cute, but...
It was kind of sick, actually, too.
He was just getting over the flu. So I wasn't impressed, hardly remembered him at all. And then after the play opened, the review came out, and Actress of the Year. Okay, and my mother, of course, my parents were making copies of the review and mailing it out to everybody we knew. Then a couple days after that, I get a phone call from this guy named Bruce Fessier. Hi, and he goes, hi, this is Bruce Fessier. I go, Bruce Fessier, are you the guy that wrote that review? He goes, yeah. I go, oh my God, thank you so much. That was amazing. So I thought he was calling me up to ask me to do some kind of promo for something or other. And he asked me on a date. And our first date. Our first date was a party hosted by Kirk Douglas and Michael Douglas. So what can I say?
Oh my Lord.
A year later, we were married.
A year later? Mm-hmm. And Gloria Greer announced it before your parents. I remember that part.
My parents knew, of course, we were, dating and all. So as a surprise, after we got engaged just privately, he told Gloria Greer, she said, I'd love to announce it on my TV show. So we brought my parents over to his house, and we're sitting there watching the news. We go, you got to watch the news, got to watch the news. And then Gloria Greer goes, Jane Kennedy's A Role of a Lifetime of Mrs. Bruce Fessier. My parents go, what? Huh? Not like they weren't happy or anything, but they were shocked. They go, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Says it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay, because I'm getting the sign. So let's move up. I know you have two fabulous sons, and you took time off to take care of them, and I understand that totally. I did the same thing. Yeah. But the children's theater, take me there.
Okay. Of course, I've done many shows with children, and I always have fun with kids, and I can be silly and goofy and ridiculous, and I can really get down and relate to kids. So that was kind of a natural. When our kids got old enough, Bruce would write these parodies for their school projects, for their school talent shows, and of course I would take it seriously and really have them go for it. And so then it just sort of, some friend of mine was working at a school, and she said, "Would you consider teaching?" And just went in, flowed right in, and I've done a lot of studying. I've taken classes on teaching, and now I am having a ball.
See, isn't
Teaching
that
kids.
great? We've got to put up all the information. I want my granddaughters to come. Please save them a place,
love it.
please, please.
Yes.
And come back. Bring
I
us
will.
some footage of the kids. Or,
I will.
Or
Next
maybe
time I
some of
will.
them, they could do like a little scene out here or something.
That's
I
cool.
love it. Love it. Love
Thanks.
you, Janie.
Thank
You
you.
are just amazing.
And I love her too.
Yeah, you do. Yay, Bruce. Yay, Bruce. And on that love note, we're going to Father Howard Lincoln. Father Lincoln?
There's a kind of a famous saying that goes like this: everybody wants to go to heaven, but not today. And yet it's very important for people to know that anything you ever hear about heaven, ever heard about heaven here on this earth, will absolutely pale in comparison to the real heaven that you will experience when you leave this earth. And this is a fact. It's not just a pipe dream. It's not a myth or a superstition. It's not something I'm saying just to make you feel better, but the absolute truth. And if you've lost a loved one, a spouse, a parent, or God forbid, a child, you will see that loved one again in heaven for all of eternity. In other words, death is not the end. In fact, there's no such thing really as death. We never really die. When we pass away, our lives are changed. They're not ended, and they're changed infinitely for the better. And it sounds very ironic, but we will never be as alive until after we die and leave this earth. Heaven will far surpass any expectation we can possibly have, and that makes the wonder of God and His heaven worth praying for, worth working for, and worth waiting for.
Thank you, Father Lincoln, Father Howard Lincoln, Sacred Heart Church. I want to thank my guests today, Barbara and Jerry Keller. You are our sweetheart couple of all time. Another sweetheart couple, Janie and Bruce Fessier. Amazing. So happy this is airing on Valentine's Day. And I want to thank Andrea Carter and Vincent Battaglia. And don't forget the Cabana Boys. The Girlfriend Factor is such a great group. Love you all. See you next week. Yes, next week. Yes, we're skipping on the 28th. We will not be here for Oscar night. That's the only time we won't be here this whole year. See you soon. Much love.
It's how you make it, so make it the most on right from the start. What's going on around me and you? There's a girl who can say the show. She knows a thing or two. It's Patty's Valley View.